Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Return to the planet of the apes.
Welcome to another episode of Go Eat Podcast. I'm your host, Jon Randall. With me as always,
Brandon Gehringer.
Good afternoon, Brandon.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well.
What's going on?
Not a lot. We got a lot to talk about.
We do.
Today for once.
Maybe I could go first for a change.
Take it.
All right. First off,
don't attack me with anything. Don't try to surprise me.
No, I'm not. There's been a couple times in this show where we've said we're going to do stuff, we don't do it.
Such as
we were going to look back at that tank, see if it was a tank or not in that one episode with the shark, and tell people what it was.
A tank?
Yeah, the tank with the shark. You know.
Oh yeah.
It was inconclusive. That's what we agreed on. Inconclusive.
I'm pretty sure we didn't agree on that. I'm pretty sure it was a tank.
Well, just so those listening, Jonathan's memory's not great all the time, but when we watched it back again,
that is true.
We didn't say for sure. He didn't say yes, it's a tank, and I didn't say yes, it's a tank, or yes, it's a thing. So he's trying to save some face right now. Other than that, I guess it's also going to be a wash when it comes to who does the best songs, since we had no one tell us who does the best.
Not
songs.
one person.
Yeah.
Not even that listener that's in your gaming group.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
thanks for nothing, listener.
So those two things are a wash.
Okay.
And you still think it's a tank. I still think it's probably real, and we'll just go with that.
One day we'll get James Naughton or other guy
Ron Harper
on the show, and his name's insignificant, and we'll get him on the show, and we'll ask them.
Okay. What else do I need to talk
They're going
about?
to be like, I don't know. I was in my makeup trailer.
I was high.
Stuntman was doing that.
I was high on cocaine and barbiturates. That's what they'll say. I was on pain medicine. So what's going on with me? Let's see. I got a Retron 5.
We had an eventful last week.
Yeah, we had an eventful last week.
After the show.
After the show. Long story short, I was able to obtain a Retron 5, which is a video game console that plays old cartridge-based games. Pretty much all of them from back in the day, except for Nintendo 64. Everything from, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Master System.
Boring.
Super Nintendo. And it is a very good purchase, and I'm very happy with it. And HD, which is enjoyable. HDMI cable is used, and it's got a lot of cool features, and I'm enjoying it.
You traded in some games for that.
Traded in some Nintendo 64 games for it.
N64, which someone said best this week on Twitter. N64, when you want to play games that look like they're coated in mud.
That's exactly right.
It's a terrible system.
They did not age well.
Which is, incidentally, why on Saturday night I traded in my Nintendo 64 and all my games for it.
And what'd you get?
I got a PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah?
I went to get a Retron 5. You were with me, obviously. And the way things worked out, I was like, well, I came here. I was already going to come here and spend $140 on a Retron 5.
Yeah.
I might as well spend a little bit more and just get that PS4. So I did. I got the one with the Destiny bundle.
The white one, yep.
Glacier White.
Ooh.
Glacier White.
It's different than normal
Respect
white.
it.
All right.
So I've been playing a little Destiny. I played last weekend, and then today when you got here, I was playing.
Yeah, pretty cool looking game. Looks
yeah,
good.
I look forward to being able to play it more when work calms down. But yeah.
That's good.
So
other than that...
I'm still hitting the gym. I missed one day this week.
Yeah, I didn't ask you about that.
I only missed one day this week.
Okay.
But I still feel good about it.
Well, good.
I'm doing well with it.
What else is happening? Nothing else is really happening much with me. Just normal BS, role-playing games, and,
Okay.
retro video games.
Well, I have something related to the podcast. This morning, I went over to my mom's house because she has cable. So I was like, I'm going to fire this up, see what I got. I record Comic Book Men over there. So I was watching it, and one of the items that came into their shop was the 1976 Mego Planet of the Apes Treehouse toy.
Okay.
In the original box. Okay.
All right.
So they set it up. It looked very cheap.
Treehouse?
Yeah.
So is that like from
It's
Battle?
like from the movies. Yeah. It's like a movie.
From Battle of the
thing.
Planet of the Apes.
I guess.
But they lived in a tree.
I guess.
Okay.
It looked like garbage. I mean, it was cardboard backing.
Trash.
It was cardboard backing with some plastic cross girders and, what you would expect a toy from 1976 to look for. That go with those old Mego toys.
It's a garbage toy.
I got some Star Trek Mego toys. I think they're great, but whatever. It's not high quality. We'll put it that way. Okay. They do like one of their little cut scenes in between where they're all sitting around doing their fake podcast. And Kevin Smith poses the question to everyone, what's your favorite Planet of the Apes movie?
Okay.
He asks his buddy Walt Flanagan first. Walt instantly goes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. And Kevin Smith wholeheartedly agrees. They both think that's the best Planet of the Apes movie.
That's very good. I'm glad you brought this up.
Exactly. So, which I instantly was like, ugh. Of course, nobody said Conquest. All
right.
Yeah, which is my favorite. I like the first one, but Conquest, I think, of the sequels is my favorite. But yeah, they both were real big on Escape. One guy was like the original. One guy liked Beneath. And then the last guy, the guy that's always the downer in the group, he goes, I liked Congo the best.
Jesus.
And then Kevin Smith proceeded to make fun of Amy. But
understandable.
So, but I thought you would enjoy knowing
that's very good,
and that's something that ties you and Kevin Smith together. Now, your one very thin thread bond is your love of Escape from Planet of the Apes.
Well, yeah, that's
so
good.
I thought I'd point that out to you today.
I'm glad that makes me happy. That puts a smile on my face.
And that was fitting that I saw it today while we were going to record.
Well, very good.
So after that, okay. Friday the 13th was on TV because AMC is doing their like 15, 16 days of Halloween, right? And they're showing horror movies, and I was like, awesome. I was like, they had a Friday the 13th marathon of the original movies like last week. I was like, but I didn't get to watch the first one. I'm going to watch it. Starts off in association with Michael Bay. I went, ugh, it's the new one.
Yeah.
So that was a downer, right?
It's not a good one.
And we watched it once before a few years back, and I didn't remember a lot of it. So I was like, I'm going to watch it again anyways. So I do like the way the movie starts off. It starts off great, in my opinion, because here's what happens. You see a quick bit with Jason's mother being killed, okay? Which is, of course, how people know the original first movie ended.
Right.
Then it goes into a whole thing where you see these 5 kids going camping, whatever. And you think these are going to be the 5 kids that the movie's about,
Right.
Within the first 25 minutes, Jason's murdered all of them.
Yeah, he's killed them all.
And I was like, what a great beginning. Because you think these are going to be the people you're following. It gets right to the action. He is murdering them left and right. Which I was like, I completely forgot about that. I was like, that's a great beginning. Because it makes you think these are going to be your heroes. Right to action real fast. All of a sudden they're all murdered.
Sounds good.
And then I was like, and then all of a sudden up on the screen real big, Friday the 13th. I was like, all right. That's good first 25 minutes of the movie. And then it goes into the real kids
and that's
that
when
are
it goes
in the movie.
Downhill.
And that is when it goes downhill.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing but beer pong and pot. I mean, and for those of you out there listening that play beer pong and smoke pot, yay for you. But I was just like, it's such a typical, stoner movie after that. I was just kind of like, what? And then I will say, whoever they got to play Jason, though, I meant to look it up, but whoever they got to play Jason, that's a big son of a bitch.
Dom DeLuise. It was Dom DeLuise.
Well, he was a big guy, Dom DeLuise. But
pissed himself too every once in a while.
Whoever did play him was huge. I mean, that guy was huge as an actor. So I was, but there's some good kills in it.
Sure.
But overall, not a great film. Not a great film. I'm trying to think. The ending's bad.
The ending's terrible.
The ending was the worst part. Like, I liked the movie, kind of. I mean, I don't want to say it's not a movie I would go out and buy.
No.
But I had no problem sitting there today, investing an hour and 40 minutes watching it on television because I was able to fast forward through all the commercials. I had no problem investing the time watching it today, with the exception of the fact that the ending's terrible in the movie.
Yeah, ending's bad, and then there's like a major shithead in the movie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get a good, cool death like that you want him to get.
Yeah,
he's a
you
major
really want him to
asshole.
die.
And so you're like, wow, this guy's really going to get it. And then it's just a complete half-ass kill. And I was like, this is like hurt the movie altogether.
He gets impaled on the back of a tow truck that
Fuck
drives
that.
off.
That's not a big deal.
Nah.
You can walk that off.
Yeah, you wanted to see him really get hacked up or something. Slow death.
The ending has such ridiculous doesn't she pick somebody up, or there's some teleporting that goes on. I don't know. There's some it's just really bad. That whole
teleporting.
I don't know.
All of a sudden, that made me think of Jason X,
Ooh,
where they literally
it's
were.
probably a better movie.
No. Jason X's balls.
Yeah, they're all kind of stinky.
They are all stinky, but that one's really bad.
The first couple ones are all right, but.
Oh, no. I thought you meant of the newer movies that are all stinky. No. Yeah, no. As far as the originals go, I mean, 2 will forever be my favorite.
Of course.
Because I'm sorry, the burlap sack on his head is way scarier than a fucking.
We saw
hockey
burlap
mask.
sacks today.
We did see some sacks today. Saxy boy.
Blaze tonight.
I got pulled over by the police this morning too.
Yep, you're a loser.
Well, I should have put that decal on my license plate showing I paid my car taxes. But
you told him you were the co-host of Go Ape Podcast,
and he was like, "Oh yes, sir, get to where you got to go."
I know. Yes, I'll give you an escort. The number one podcast in the known universe, Go Ape Podcast.
It is, everybody. That was a
number one Planet of the Apes podcast.
Yes, in the known universe. So, for those of you that didn't know that, feel grateful that you're a listener because you're part of that.
Yeah, and not only that, but also shout out to one of our good listeners once again, Mr. Trey Womack. He gave us a glowing 5-star review.
5 stars,
and he did do a little writing. He wrote and gave us an actual written review.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Do you know what does it say?
It says that we're cool.
Okay, that's good. That's correct, factually accurate.
I
think instead of 5 stars, we should get 5 banana reviews.
That would be good, but they don't. Yeah.
iTunes needs to recognize 5 bananas. I mean, we're the top banana when it comes to Go Ape Podcast.
That's right. Do you want me to read his review?
Yeah,
you haven't heard it.
Yeah, let's hear it. I haven't heard it yet.
So, if you like the Planet of the Apes, like I do, give this a try. You will not be disappointed. The hosts are so funny, especially Brandon, and very informative. I love it. I bet you will too.
Wait a minute. He did not write especially Brandon.
Yeah, he did.
Let me see
host,
that.
no, it's all right. You don't need it. The hosts are so funny,
Yeah,
especially
okay.
Brandon, and very informative. I love it. I bet you will too.
Okay.
So thanks a lot, Trey.
Thank you, Trey Womack.
Especially for my shout out on my
He
side.
gave you no shout out.
He did. It's written right here.
Let's see it.
Nah, we've got to get on with this podcast. What else you got?
All right.
What else you got?
We'll move on. I'm trying to think if I had anything else.
Nothing?
No, I don't guess so. I was thinking about this though when I was watching that Friday the 13th movie today. You know what they need for a slasher film like that?
What's
they
that?
need a film where the killer only kills in daylight.
But the night is scary.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about the movie, okay? The killer only attacks in daylight. First of all, as far as I know, that's never been done in a slasher film. Okay. Where the killer only strikes during the daytime versus the nighttime.
I Am Legend.
That's stupid. Secondly, you can play on the fact in the movie that your protagonist, okay, are too afraid to move around at night because of all the horror movie tropes. They think that's when he's going to strike.
Gotcha.
That's the safe time to be moving because he's only striking in the daytime.
But but people are scared of the dark. You got to get the scary.
I think but see, that's the thing, man. Imagine making a movie where you're creatively able to do scares and stuff like that, but it's daytime scares and killing. I don't know, man. I think that would be a good idea.
Get on.
You haven't, but like I said, you haven't seen that done yet. By the way, if anybody out there is listening to this and you try to take this, it's copyright.
It's copyright.
Copyright.
Brandon's idea.
You said it was stupid.
Well, I don't say it's stupid. I just think that it's going to lack a certain punch of the darkness.
I'm just saying there's got to be a way to do it, and I think the movie maker that can figure out a way to do that, I think that kind of movie would be a big success.
Movie Zodiac, when those two get killed up there at the
lake.
In the lake,
Yeah.
That's in the middle of the daytime, and it's pretty frightening. Getting stabbed.
Exactly. See, you could figure out a way to do it, to do a whole movie that way,
Probably so.
and I think that would be a cool new horror thing because everything always takes place at night.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
These nuts.
Stupid. But everything, man. So that's what I'm saying. You haven't seen that before. And that's why I think if you could find a creative way to do it, I think that would be a big success. And then you have the people that they're too afraid to do anything at night because
They just sleep.
Because you have the natural psychological
They're well rested though.
Thing of you're afraid to do stuff at night because it's dark.
Yeah.
So they're afraid both times of the day. It's like constantly like.
But Nightmare on Elm Street, they couldn't sleep at all. Remember? And so it
Right.
didn't matter. It didn't matter when you slept. Freddy came and got you.
Yeah,
One,
but
two,
it was
Freddy's coming
always
for you.
at night.
But 1, 2,
when you
Freddy's
watch those
coming for you.
movies.
I thought one of those dudes fell asleep in the middle of the day or something. Who knows? I need to watch all those Freddy movies over again. Honestly,
I would do that.
I really do.
I would do that just so you could at least realize that the second one's not the best one.
It is the best one. It's
It
my
is
favorite.
not.
It's my
Not at
favorite.
all.
It's my favorite. Dream Warriors is not. I mean, it's okay. It's got a cool song, but I like 2. It's the nice middle ground. It's the porch that's just right. All right. What else? Go Ape Podcast. What do you think about the podcast so far? Like, just in general, you like it?
Yeah, it's been fun.
I like it. I listen to it a bunch. Still, I listen to it.
Still,
yeah. There's some funny moments. We have some good laughs.
I haven't listened to it since I had stopped listening like way back around episode like 3. Okay, I quit listening to our podcast, but on our trip down to Disney, because my sister listens and hadn't listened to several episodes, we listened to quite a few driving down there. And I will have to say, there were several moments that cracked me up. Of
course.
And
very funny.
Of course, my mom was in the car with us, and they all had a good laugh at my dogs going straight to my butthole.
Yeah, well, I told you about that.
Yeah, but when they finally heard it in the car.
Straight to the butthole.
Also, my sister was horrified. She said that next time we need to put a disclaimer when I say that, it's possible that they could find me dead from masturbation. Yeah. Because my sister said that scarred her pretty rough when she heard that originally.
You've got it down pat, so.
But, this practice makes perfect.
Jeez.
Come on, dude. I'm divorced. Like, come on. We all know that's going on.
All right. Well, Go Ape Podcast. What else we got?
I was going to ask you, what are your top 5 horror movies? It's Halloween.
Oh, geez.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I do like the first-person camera movies, so that's probably going to take a good bit of them.
So Doom was a big one for you?
No. It was a horror show. It wasn't a horror movie. It was a horror show. I really like. I don't know if they're. I really like. Then again, Insidious is cool. The Conjuring is cool. I don't know if I have them in order.
No, they don't have to be in order. And also, when I say a horror movie, I guess it could be kind of a thriller, something that makes you,
So Blair Witch Project, Conjuring, Insidious.
You like those Paranormal Activities?
Paranormal Activity 1 and I would even say 2. And then they get kind of less and less. 3's okay, and then it starts to really get less and less. I thought 2 was cool. I like the first 3. Third one's getting a little bit out of sorts. So there's 5 movies right there. So I like the first 3 Paranormal Activities, The Conjuring, Insidious. And a lot of people will say, when I was a kid, that's the thing too. Like when I was a kid, Poltergeist was real scary. A lot of people will say that The Exorcist is a real scary movie. I've watched it recently, and I don't think
it
holds up at all.
I've never seen it, the original.
Well, it's a great movie. The fact of the matter is, it's not that it's dated, because there's nothing really to date in it other than their fashion and stuff like that. Just the film style, the way it's filmed is so slow and prodding, and it kind of just goes on, and there's just not a whole bunch of stuff that that's going to try to get you. You're not like waiting for something to happen. It's more of just kind of the creepiness of her. But it's just real long scenes in between scenes, and it just kind of deludes, I think, the horror of it. But it's a fantastic movie, and for its time, sure, it scared a lot of people.
Didn't that come out in the 70s?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
I bet the 70s.
Could even be the 60s. Who knows?
I don't know.
But it definitely has its place in history for where it is. It's just for me now, I just don't really But I would have to say those movies right there I thought were really good. Insidious towards the end is not as great. The first part's a little bit better, but I understand what they were trying to do with it. Conjuring, I think, is a great film.
I just watched that this week.
Yeah,
I watched it again, and I've seen it several times, and even knowing what's going to happen, that movie creeps me out.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm sitting there alone in the dark watching that movie.
Insidious 2 was ass.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you, I didn't get to talk to you, but the Insidious 3 trailer came out, and I watched that. Looks like it's continuing on in that ass format.
I didn't know they made a...
they're making a third. It's a prequel. It's the woman in the mask,
Okay, so it's like him when he's a kid. Patrick Wilson when he's a kid?
No, it's... it's the woman, like one of her other...
Other cases?
Cases.
Okay.
And it just... the trailer doesn't look great at all to me. I just think that it's another one of those franchises, much like Paranormal Activity, which I still haven't seen that new marked ones. I've got it on the DVR, but... And of course, that has nothing to do, I guess, with the original. Well, it has some... who knows? But I just think that, as it is, they beat a dead horse, and they just keep going, and it just deludes it all. But those are probably mine, I guess. I mean, there may be one here and there. Oh, I'll take that back. I'll probably take out the third Paranormal Activity and put in Pet Sematary. As that one got me a couple times. Except with the fake kid...
falling from the attic?
Yeah, it's kind of rough looking. But all the stuff with her sister, and that really freaked me out. But The Ground is Sour... It's pretty bad.
Well, the kid creeped me out.
Yeah.
I don't like kids in horror movies. That really messes me up. Can't watch Children of the Corn.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Stuff like that just really bothers me. But but Pet Sematary is very scary for me.
What's your top five?
I would put. I think The Conjuring's up there. I put Halloween up there. It's one of my favorite movies like that. Mm-hmm. The first Paranormal Activity, I would say, is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, Pet Sematary is a good one.
So kind of where I am.
Yeah, about the same things, but yeah, it's I'm trying to think if there's anything else around Halloween. I think the first Evil Dead has a lot of merit as a scary movie. I've even seen it. I think the original one actually has some good merit. It's got some pretty messed up stuff in it. Not the remake of Evil Dead,
which I don't think was terrible, but it
wasn't terrible.
Had some gruesome scenes in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Some pretty cool gruesome stuff.
But
I guess we should get on with it. What do you think? No,
I guess so.
All right. Well, this is going to be about episode 8 of the Planet of the Apes TV show. Mm-hmm. The episode is called The Deception.
Yeah. And the deception was it tricked us into losing an hour of our life.
It's not that bad.
It's not that great. As far as episodes, no, it's not a terrible episode.
It is on the back burner. Yes. It's on the back end of these episodes.
It's not one of my favorites in this series.
And that's because it's trying to hit a real social thing, a vein that goes through this episode. And we'll be discussing that here.
I think it ran through the South, this vein.
I think it did. Well, all over the place. Just down here.
This is what everybody associates it with.
Everybody associates with it, yeah. So it starts off at a funeral. It's like a cliffside funeral over the ocean, and it's for a man named Lucian. It's not a man, it's an ape, of course. And it says Father of Fauna on his tombstone.
What do you want on it?
Yeah, I don't know how they buried him in this rock. Or was it rock? Did you see rock pile?
No, there was not a rock pile on top of these rocks. So they jackhammered into the rock to bury this guy.
And there is a gray bearded haired ape chimpanzee by the name of Cestus.
Correct.
Who is given kind of the eulogy type thing for all these apes that are around. There's a crying girl. That's obviously Fauna. Mm-hmm. And you find out that humans killed Fauna's father.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, those assholes. So it quickly switches to a bunch of gorillas on horseback. They've got torches, and they've got hoods on. And these are the Dragoons, is what they call themselves. And they are, in essence, the Planet of the Apes version of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
Okay? So this is a very social, trying to, stir the pot, try to get out there and really make an episode.
Political statement.
Yeah, political statement here.
And you gotta figure this was the 70s.
This is the early 70s.
So this was not long after, probably a lot of that stuff was still real big in the 60s.
It's all going around. And they remark on that, too. So it quickly switches over to our boys, and they're eating food at some dude's house, like some guy that apparently has taken them in, a human. And Galen's there, and they've got their short shorts on, they've got their tank tops. And they're eating some food, and he's telling them how pretty much like the apes around this area really hate humans. Okay? And so what I guess they go out. Oh, they're going outside fishing. It shows them fishing.
Yep.
Galen, of course, won't fish. He doesn't like fish. He's like, I hate those fish more than I hate that water, right? Or something like that.
He says, the only thing I hate more than fish is the water they swim in.
Well, yeah, these apes don't like water. I'm like, well, y'all are going to get just stunted as a culture, as a group of people if you can't brave your, there's still a lot of stuff to be had in the water and knowledge to learn about in the water, so good luck with that. For starters, you're not going to have any whale stuff. You know how much stuff we use in whales? Like we use their bodies for all sorts of shit.
All you ladies like your lipstick.
Yeah, coral and stuff like that. They use in toothpaste and who knows what.
And you men who like your lipstick.
Yep. And so the boys are eating food at a dude's house, then fishing. And so they're fishing. And they see those guys on horseback. They make themselves scarce. They take off.
Now, let me just touch on this real quick. All the way back to the episode of, I believe it was the Gladiators. They did a better job spear fishing than they did with the traditional pull
just get and line. That's because those fish were so big and just like dumb fish.
I mean, they swam through and just caught fish with their hands.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. But yeah, they caught nothing. They had to dump their poles, like you said. Right. Because they see the Dragoons coming.
Yep, the Dragoons go to that dude's house, and he's like, get the hell out of here, leave me alone. And they're like, screw you, old man. By the way, I just want a real quick note. We say about 50 or 60,000 times per episode. I don't know if you noticed that. But I'm going to keep on doing it, because that's how I do.
Okay.
All right. So he's like, hey, get out of here. And they're like, fuck you, human. We're gonna set fire to your house. You're an asshole. I believe, is it a whip or a lasso?
It was a lasso.
It's a lasso. He grabs onto it, I guess, right? Or they lasso him.
They actually, it kind of lassos around his upper body, like right around his shoulders.
Then they drag his ass through the dirt. Okay. And he looks like he's having a good time, right?
2 laps.
Yeah, he's having fun.
They take him about 15, 20 yards from his house, and then bring him back. And when they bring him back, he's
dead.
KO'd.
So, yeah, he's...
I don't understand. What did it to him?
He only had like 1 or 2 hit points, I guess.
It was a DCC RPG adventure.
Yeah, he rolled high, and I guess they rolled high, and he died. So they pretty much find his dead body, and
do
the
nothing
boys do
to try to revive him.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, he's done for. I'm like, I thought you guys had like some skills. And his house is on fire, and they're like, well, this is kind of balls. So they come across, they're walking on the shore, and they come across Fauna, who is, we find out, blind. She cannot see.
And I need to say something about this.
Okay.
What sort of cruel sons of bitches buries a blind girl's father on top of a cliff?
Yeah, no.
I mean, whenever she wants to go visit that grave,
it's a dangerous expedition.
I mean, yeah, who puts a blind girl's father's grave on a cliff like peninsula?
She'll never be able to. Yeah, she's
foolish. Every time she wants to go visit her dad, it's a possible "I'll be there to see you soon, Dad."
I know. I'm gonna take a little tumble. You know?
So
that's great.
That's what I instantly thought when I was watching it. I was like, "This is hilarious. Who put this guy's body up here?"
Well,
because it appeared that's what she was doing. Was she there at the grave?
Yeah, she was there when they were doing the ceremony.
No. But I'm saying, was that where they went into?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, but she still traverses that cliffside a lot.
And she says
that's hazard.
She says she knows the area well because she's been blind for so long.
But yeah, she hasn't always been blind.
Right.
Yep. And she tells Galen and our boys that she hates humans. Of course, she can't see that they're humans. Okay.
She's got dumb eyes.
All right. I wouldn't really put it like that, nor have I ever.
That's your fucking phrase. I was sell you out right now.
I believe you said that. All right. And so the boys take on names that Galen gives them. I think it's, what is it? Pargo? And like something Alan is obviously P and A. It's like Alan's like, I don't know, Avar or something like that. And it's a charade, if you wish, that they're apes along with Galen. And she kind of instantly takes a bit of a feel towards Peter, something in his voice, she says. And you find out that it quickly switches to one of the apes that was part of the Dragoons. He takes off his hood, and it's her uncle Cestus who was given the grave eulogy right there for her father. So you know that her dad, her uncle, that's her uncle Cestus, he is part of the Dragoons, if you wish. She takes them back to her crib, and she's going to feed them because they're hungry. All right, and you find out that 2 humans killed her old man, who was Lucian, and they attacked him down by the sea. And she says the phrase, "All humans look alike to me."
It's racist.
It's racist, and so this is where you're getting this whole. You can mirror this with some, current stuff that we have and stuff we've been dealing with for a long time, and she only sees them a certain way. Of course, she doesn't see it all, but
she has a certain mindset.
Yeah, she has a certain mindset. And I've got right here, some sort of gibberish about wanted books is used because what happens is they can hear a cart coming and Cestus is showing up. And they're like, Peter, quick on his feet, is like, we're wanted men. We're wanted in 12 systems. You know what I mean? And so he says some gibberish about wanted books. Like, we want...
He said that they read some books where the knowledge was forbidden.
Right. And so... I don't know why they've got to... I've got here Amscray, why they've got to take off. And she's like, look, I know a cave you can stay in. All right? And she says that Peter's voice sounded like an ape that she used to know when she takes him down to this cave. And once again, there's a cave. Oh, yeah. And so she's starting to get the fillies for Peter. Obviously, you can tell right off the bat. But once again, a perfectly good cave down by the shore. So this is like, what, our 28th cave?
Maximum caves.
Maximum amount of caves is what we've had. And she used to come here with another ape when she could see. There was a candle in there, which she doesn't need now. But
just real quick on the cave thing. I want to say that in the future the Earth becomes real Swiss cheese.
Apparently so.
Because there's caves everywhere.
Could be. And bombs and stuff might have done that. And, it's nuclear.
I guess.
Nuclear. So she wants to feel his face so she can see, feel, know what he looks like. Of course, quickly, put Galen's head in front.
You know what I would have done? I would have like looked over because right in that same scene, I don't know if you caught it. In that same scene was that bust of Lionel Richie's head from Hello. You should have just put that right in front of him and let her feel that.
Oh my god, she'd have been in love. She'd have loved that strong jaw.
Do you remember how much he hated that?
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, he complained to the director. He's like, "This bust doesn't look anything like me,"
Hello?
and he was like, "She's blind.
Is it me?
A blind person was supposed to have sculpted that." Like Lionel Richie hated that.
Oh, it's
bust.
a terrible bust. It's monstrous.
It's hilarious, is what it is.
It gives you like one sanity point if you look at it. You take one sanity point. And so Galen's face, and she's like, "You've got a strong face." I don't know what that means. It's like ripped muscles in your face. What a strong face! And I'm like, "You're way off. You're way off. Galen does not have a strong face." So the boys talk. She takes off, right? I think she takes off. And they talk about how they need to infiltrate the Dragoons to find out who the leader is. Try to expose these assholes, right? And of course they're like, well, who can we use to infiltrate these Dragoons?
Yeah, Peter and Alan are like, it'd have to be somebody that could fit right in with them. And then, of course, Galen's like, yeah, it'd have to be somebody.
Wait a minute. What's his name that he used?
Stupid head.
Yeah, they used the thumbprint.
It doesn't matter, because we just have to say Galen so people know
Yeah,
anyways.
Galen. Galen is on the side of the road. Cestus just has to be coming by and on his cart and horse and stuff, and he yells at him that 2 humans took his horse. And Cestus is like, look, dude, I'll take you to town to report it.
Begin Galen's ruse.
Yeah, here comes the Galen's ruse. So they're having a nice little cart-side chat, and Galen's like, look, man, we used to raid these humans back from where we were from, and we even killed some of them. We burned their houses and killed some of them. Of course, Cestus, being part of the Dragoons, is like, oh, yeah? I'm dead. That's not a badass thing.
You like killing humans, huh?
You're gonna be cool with us. Well, I know some people. I got some people I want you to meet. That's what he pretty much says. And then Peter, or Pargo, as his name is, he runs across Fauna on the shore. This was a big mistake by Peter. Shouldn't have been left alone with her. And jeez. You find out that she wants him to read, to tell, because he was talking about books.
Read to me.
Yeah, read to me. Tell me your stories that you remember, since I can't read anything, and she misses reading a lot. And so he starts, telling her some, he's talking to her stories.
He tells her a story
Yep.
about a man
It's not.
with 6 other people who was shipwrecked on an island, Gilligan's Island. That's what he's telling her
It's
about.
not. Yeah, we thought it was going to be Gilligan's Island, but it's not. It's
Sadly, it was Robinson
Robinson
Crusoe.
Crusoe. But
But remade with an ape. He goes, there's an ape that got trapped
Yeah.
on an island.
Yep.
His name was Robinson Crusoe.
A very apish name.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
so is Derek, or Jason the ape.
No last names. Do you know any last names from any of these apes? None.
Ergo's last name is the Magnificent.
That is true. All right. So Galen is now in the inner circle of the Dragoons. It was like at some bar or some. I don't know where they were. They were at some place, and they were all like, "Yeah, we got this new guy. He's pretty cool." And while that's happening, Alan is like stalking some gorilla on horseback.
Yep.
He's got high stealth.
Super high stealth.
Yep. And until he steps on a branch.
He rolled a 1.
He rolled a 1. He fumbled. He hides in a tree.
Well, real quick, what was the branch made out of?
Foam.
It looked like it was foam.
Plastique.
And now, they were clearly shot this out in the woods.
No. This was very much a set.
Super, super television set is what this was.
These was plastic trees all around and plastic rocks everywhere.
Radiohead was practically singing in the background.
Jesus. So he's hiding up in a tree, and this gorilla walks by, quickly spins around, he's got his gun on Alan. And you're like, oh shit!
Yeah, he goes like this. That girl goes, let me just look around here on the ground. Pull gun, point right in tree. Where Alan's hiding.
Of course, Alan is not to be so easily taken hostage, as he comes flying out of the tree with a some sort of kick.
Drop kicks are the best in the show.
And, man, it's a good fight between Alan and this gorilla. They go to town, and at the end, Alan does this, I think it's like a 28-punch combo.
I think it was 4 and a kick.
Yeah, and it
was
really
good.
Yeah, lots of hits.
But yeah, it was like hit, like forearm to throat, elbow to face, and then kick in chest. I was like, man, what a combo.
At one moment, he was juggled. The guy was actually juggled in the air.
Yeah.
As Alan was not letting him hit the ground. So that was very enjoyable. I said he beats his ass with skill, is what I got written down here.
Okay, that's
good.
good.
In English. I wrote it in English.
That's a accurate portrayal of what happened.
And Alan goes and looks in his saddlebags. He finds a Dragoon hood. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. So back to Peter. Peter all of a sudden runs up to Alan, and everybody's kind of. I think were they back in the cave? I think. And he's like, "Look, guys, Fauna gave me this journal. It's from her father. apparently her father actually liked humans. So there's no way that these humans would have killed him. In this world, what humans would strike back against an ape that liked them?
Just trying to help him.
And try to help him. So he's like, something's obviously gone on here, all right? So Galen goes and talks to Fauna, and they talk about Peter. Because he comes back to the house.
And Fauna says, and I quote, "I think I love him."
Yep. She feels the feelings of love for Peter. I've got laughter written down here.
It was laughter by both of us.
Yeah, Galen's like, nah. He's like, that's not possible.
He's like, he's a confirmed bachelor.
Yeah, he's a confirmed bachelor. How he is with women. He said, he's not an ape that you can trust. Of course, he adds that in at the end.
Because he goes, he's not an ape.
He's giving it up.
Yeah, he's not an ape. And then all of a sudden he realizes what he said. He goes, that you can trust.
Yeah.
He's not an ape you can trust. And of course she goes berserk.
Yeah, she does not like this. I said, she's like, go away, asshole.
She's like, you're supposed to be his friend.
Yeah.
You're sitting here talking
I know
shit about
him.
Exactly.
So Galen, once again, he's like, I know him. You don't want anything to do with this guy. He's bad news. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like he's a greaser back in the 50s. You don't want to be with this greaser. I like that little motion you did.
It was a switchblade. Switchblades quickly.
So Phelan comes back in. He talks to the boys in the cave. He fills them in on the dragoons that he's getting into their inner circle.
Right.
And I get here. Galen is like, Peter, you need to stay away from Fauna. You really fucked her up.
Yeah. This is a little bit of altercation that is about to break out.
Yeah. Peter, he's like, look, dude, she loves you. And he's like, what the hell? What did I do?
He goes, that's ridiculous. And Galen goes, no, it's tragic.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
He's like, what is it going to do to this girl when she finds out that you're human?
This poor girl.
And of course, Peter's like, you're the one who said that we're apes. Like, we didn't say that. You came up with that.
Yeah,
you
good
introduced
idea.
us as
Your
apes.
ruse got us into this trouble.
And he's like, well, you shouldn't have got her feelings. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't make her feel
I can't
something.
help it that I'm awesome.
And of course, cool, calm, level-headed and collected.
Alan
calms the situation down, diffuses it, says it's nobody's fault that it happened.
It's not your fault.
And they kind of let it go.
It's not your fault.
Don't do this to me.
It's not your fault.
Not you two.
It's not your fault.
Come on, Sean.
It's not your fault. Rest in peace, Matt Damon. All right. And so Peter's going to go talk to her. He meets up with her at a well, I believe. She could have fallen into that well.
She can't see anything.
Exactly. And I've got written here. He then talks. He takes her and he starts talking to her. I think they go into the house, I believe. Right? Mm-hmm. I've got here. He starts. I say Peter tells her ghost stories from the Bible. Is what I got written down here. Some sort of story, possible ghost story that's written in the Bible about somebody.
Jacob and Esau.
That's out of my knowledge area.
Basic story is Jacob gets his father's blessing to go do something. Mm-hmm. Esau wants the same blessing. So what he does is he puts some goat skin on his hand. I guess Jacob had really rough hands or something. I don't know. So he basically portrays himself as Jacob to get his father's blessing to do something, which is highly illogical to me. But
he says here that he tells her he deceived but not to harm anyone. And he tells her goodbye. Like, I can't, I've had to deceive you.
You'll never hear my voice again.
You'll never hear my voice again. Just die, is what he says to her.
He didn't say that.
No. So,
but he did say, you'll never hear my voice again.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And he leaves.
Yeah. He's trying to he's trying to bury that.
But first, what great thing does he does? He goes like this. Put father's journal into her hands.
Yeah.
Here's a book you can't read.
Yeah. Good luck with this. You got a paperweight. Because I don't think they had Braille. Not yet.
Well, technically they did have Braille. It just long since had gone out of use.
True. And so it quickly switches back to the town. You get to see the town. Yep. And it's a little overrun with vines, in my opinion. And it shows the boys, they're creeping through the town, and they just open up a door and bum rush a gorilla.
Storm?
Yeah, they storm
like the prefect's office, basically.
Yeah. And they start railing at him like, look, you're going to come with us, dragoons. And they think that this is Perdix, is his name, all right?
Yep.
And he is the, a lot of the head Gorilla Goon guys have this V in silver is painted on their kind of vest jackets. Mm-hmm. And they think that's who they're talking to, kind of like the head dude of this town.
We'll just call him the sheriff.
Yeah, it's like the sheriff of this town. They haven't certainly got a name, but... And they're like, he's like, I'm not him. He's like, that's not me. And come to find out, they don't know which one's which. And he's standing right there with a gun. He's like, are you looking for me? Like that. I believe he says it are you looking for me? Right?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. And so he's got the gun on him. And now Galen gets initiated into the Dragoons. It's at nighttime. They've got some sort of like little ceremony that they do.
It was a real in-depth ceremony too.
Yep. And their code is to pretty much drive all humans out from the land. And if they have to, they'll murder them. Kill them.
It's a code to go with.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would go with it, but it's definitely a code.
Yeah, that's their code. He gets his hood and his gun. They give him a pistol. They're like, there you go. You're in now. And you'll have the honor of killing the next human in the morning. Okay? You're gonna be able to kill him. And he's like, look. He takes off his hood. He's
that was the whole ceremony.
Yeah, that's the whole ceremony. He's just like, are you with... Oh, they all had to say, do we want this guy in with us? And they're like, yeah. Like, show of hands.
Real half-hearted.
Yeah, they're like, we don't really want to do too much. There's no like drinking of blood or something from a gold goblet.
But that was literally it. Sack on head, gun in hand, ceremony over.
Is he cool? Yeah, he's cool with me.
The night's over. Yeah. He was basically like, okay, well, I'll retire until morning when we go kill.
I will say, though, that Galen does portray his character as being, like, very much for this. Like, he puts a lot of effort into it. Like, almost like his brain... It's his passion to murder humans. He's like...
Basically, he was basically me every time we've ever played a role-playing game. Where I put all that passion into all my characters.
All right, I'll just go with that.
That's for you people listening, that's a agreement that you just did. That's a sound
it's
of agreement.
Very sarcastic. What he said is very not true. Okay, so he's like, look, I saw the humans that took my horse. Mm-hmm. Let's go get them right now in the dark. And those guys are like, nah, man.
Again, fear of the dark.
Yeah,
we don't raid in the dark.
Yep. They want to go by day because they're afraid of the cliffs.
That's what you do. Horror movie with dragoons. Dragoon Squad during the daytime. That's it. That's the only time they raid.
Good luck.
Daytime.
Good luck with that, sir. So the boys tell the head gorilla guy, this Perdix guy, about the dragoons. He's like, look, he wants them caught too. And that's pretty cool. He's kind of a good guy. Where he's like, these guys can't be doing this.
Right, because it is still against even ape law for apes to kill humans.
Right.
That aren't like criminals.
Sport.
You can't just go kill them willy-nilly for no reason.
And they're like, look, come with us. And so Galen shows up in town. He peeks through the window. He sees that these our boys are, because Urko is brought up, the name Urko. And Peter and them are like, oh boy, there's a lot of options you've given us there. That's not a good sign. He's like, I'm going to have to go tell Urko about this. So Galen's got his hood on. He comes busting through the room. He's got his pistol and...
Best line of the episode.
What is it?
Perdix goes, who are you? Galen goes, I'm wearing the hood so you don't know who I am.
Yes, I know. It's like...
He's like, I'm specifically wearing this hood so you don't find out who I am. He's like, I'll find out even if it takes me 10 years.
Yeah.
He was really going to be devoted to finding out who was under that hood.
It's my passion. They take his gun from him, and they're going to take him to the Dragoons. They're like, come with us, asshole.
Yep.
So it's kind of a weird little thing where everybody kind of converges. The Dragoons are on the shore. They're looking for the cave for the humans.
Which is funny because, here's my question about this, okay? Their original plans were to go kill a single guy that was at like some house or farm. Mm-hmm. It was Galen's idea to go kill the two guys.
But they didn't have Galen with him.
Yeah, exactly. To kill the two guys that took his horse. Galen doesn't show up for their little raiding party, and they're like, well, we'll go get the new guys, people.
Yeah, we'll go get them anyhow. We'll bring them to him, maybe.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it is true. And it's kind of a weird little thing. Like, why are they showing up at this cave?
Convenience.
Yeah, it's
for what's coming up.
Perdix shows up, sees him. He's like, you need to drop your gun. So like, look, dude, we got 10 guns on you.
Yeah,
right?
You're one guy.
And you find out that the head of the Dragoons is Zan.
Which, by the way, I have to believe is like what it was like for real police officers. Like, trying to stop like a riot or some sort of mob mentality.
Yeah.
Like,
you find out, it's the mayor of our town. That's
like one guy shows up with a gun, like a sheriff.
Yeah.
It's like, all you need to disperse. And they're like, no, we're going to murder you too.
I'm the mayor. And then you come to find out I'm the mayor. That's the type of deal it is. Zan is like, I guess, a head dude around here. Zon, sorry. And then all of a sudden it shows Fauna is walking on the cliffside. To me, she jumps in. If she knows this cliff so well, do you think that she was trying to commit suicide over the loss of Peter?
I think she was trying to commit suicide over the loss of Peter.
I think so too.
But I don't know why she screamed, if that's the case.
Well, it's just like Luke. When Luke dropped from...
That didn't happen.
Oh, he screams whenever he's trying to get away from
You know what's
Vader.
funny about that? Just a side note real quick. I told you I recently, before my vacation, watched all the Star Wars movies.
Yes.
I watched the special edition version of Empire because it's the only one I don't mind watching.
Right. It's not terrible.
Do you know that special edition version of Empire that came out on DVD, it took the scream out? The
They fixed it back again, did they? Or every time I've seen it now, it's got the scream.
That's what I'm saying. In the special edition version on that Empire DVD, there's no scream there.
Well, that's good.
So there's no scream. So you get to watch it with the only stuff that doesn't really aggravate me in all the special editions.
Is that scream?
Added. Well, they added windows on Cloud City,
which looks good,
and extended the Wampa scene, which looks good.
They both look good.
So that's why I never mind it. But yeah, they took the scream out. I went, this is pretty much perfect.
Yeah, that scream was not needed at all.
But yeah, they took the scream out. So anyways, so she screams. Yeah,
she falls into the water.
That's the only reason why I kind of thought it might have been an accident. But she's definitely got that that broken spirit, drag where she's walking, like she wants to die. Kind of like she's dead. She's dying.
So Peter does a heroic run on this cliff top, jump into the water. His
head first.
He
just dives.
Yeah, his brains could have been bashed out on rocks.
He barely missed the rocks.
Yep. Alan does too. Alan gets there a different way, probably a more dangerous way.
Alan was an idiot.
Yeah, you see him kind of teetering on the edge. He jumps. You think he's going into water. No, he lands like on a sand bed. I was waiting for his ankles to explode.
And we didn't see that coming. Like all of a sudden we see Alan run and jump. I thought he was going to land in water. All of a sudden it's all sand. And I went, Jesus, your ankles, old man.
Don't you hate? Yeah, I know he hates his knees, I guess. So, but he does jump in and help her as well. And they bring her up on shore. They bring her right there in front of the cave. All the dragoons. Perdix is there. Galen's there. The whole kit and caboodle's there. And you also know that Cestus is there too, because back and forth they were talking. They were like, "You tell him, Cestus. Like, I've got a hood on. Don't say my name."
Yeah, exactly. The rest of us are still hooded, Zon.
And so Cestus pretty much, she touches Peter's face, and she's shocked that he's a human, and she wants nothing to do with them. She's like, "I hate him. Kill them. They're animals. I've been deceived." And they're like, "Look, not all humans are bad." And then this is the moment where you get the big unveil. Cestus is holding her, and he spills the beans. Zon's right there. Perdix has got his gun out, and he's like, "Look, Zon killed your father because they didn't like the way that her father was friendly to humans. So when they confronted him about it, there was a scuffle, a bit of a fight, and unfortunately, Lucian, her dad,
falls down and hits his head.
He fall down and hit his head on a rock. They blamed it on humans, and now you've got this whole goon squad that goes around, and all because of really Zon's fault. Okay, so Zon's like, no, don't do that. No, this is crazy. Kill him, shoot him, and all the other dragoons throw down their hoods. They go back home. They're like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. And so, of course, Zon is taken by Perdix. He's probably going to be, he's got his gun on him. Dogs bark.
Yep.
Peter says that he's sorry for deceiving her, and this is they're kind of, she's now doing better, and they're up on top of the shore, up on top of the cliff, and he says he's sorry for deceiving her, and he plants a kiss on her,
right on the snout.
Yep, right on the snout. She's a little bit better now with
she's like,
the situation.
He kissed me.
Yeah, he kissed me, and they make themselves scarce as they run away from her.
Episode instantly ends.
Yeah, instantly ends. There's no little talk. There's no
laugh like there normally is at Galen's expense.
Yeah, there's no last words with Galen.
Nope.
Or anything like that. But she's now better. She knows that not all humans are bad, and so that's the end of the deception. And I'll just go in and I'll do my thing. You can change it up here. I think that it is, you know what they're going for. They hit you pretty much with a hammer over your head. They're trying to...
It's not subtle.
No, it's not subtle at all. They're trying to pretty much show you a Ku Klux Klan, story of judging people by their actions rather than fear-mongering and color of their skin, yada, yada, yada. And so it's not really like a post-apocalyptic cool episode that I normally groove on. It's not a fantastic episode where I was like, if you want to watch the Planet of the Apes TV show, watch The Deception. No. I don't think it's a terrible episode. I don't think it's slow. Like, I wasn't like, wow, this is really droning on. It does have some action. Alan gets his major ass kicking on. I mean, he beats the hell out of that gorilla, which is cool. You've got a full Galen's ruse going on throughout the whole thing. Peter ruse, Alan, everybody's faking stuff out. It's not a great, superb, fun episode, because you see what they're trying to do with the social story that they're trying to tell here. It does tell a good story, good moral, but overall, it's not one, like I said, that I would be like, let's watch The Deception. It's probably one, like, if I was like, let me watch my favorite episodes, I'd probably skip The Deception.
I'll sum it up for you. This is what it is. Mm-hmm. It is a middle-of-the-road episode,
yep.
which is why they made it episode 8.
That's right.
Right in the middle of the series.
Right.
Because it's not an episode you want to have at the beginning when you're introducing people to these characters.
Correct.
It's after you've already established a like for the show, a like for these characters, and then they kind of throw in this episode. They were kind of like, we'll put this here,
tell a story,
and then we'll kind of finish a little bit stronger with some other episodes. It's not one of their best, but it's a middle of the road episode. Like I said, it's one on the back burner. It is what it is. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
I think at the end of this TV show, we'll probably say, like, what's our worst episode? What do we think is the worst, and which one's the best? I don't know what it'd be right now if I was to judge it, because I like the TV show all around. I really do.
I do too. It's a great show. As much as I make fun of Ron Harper, I love him and James Naughton.
Oh yeah, they're both fantastic.
I mean,
they're great casting.
Yeah, they're great casting with the three of them. Just all great. With Roddy McDowell, of course. But yeah, it's a great show put together, and it died before its time. So
yeah. And the next episode that we'll be talking about is the horse racing episode. It's a very good episode.
I love it.
Very good. It's got a lot of action in it, and it's got horse racing in it, which is always fun. But we're now on the back half.
Yep. Onto the second slipcase.
Yeah, slipcase of the DVDs, and like I said, if you like the TV show, which is one thing I was thinking about with our podcast, which is kind of funny. It's like we spoil everything.
Yep.
I mean, this is just nothing but going through every episode, every movie and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I guess this podcast is not for someone who, like, would I like to watch the TV show? You know what I mean? Like, and it'd be a new experience for me. No, we're wrecking it for you. This is for someone who knows about Planet of the Apes, who's a fan of the Planet of the Apes, who's already seen these episodes. And they're just getting kind of our take on what we thought about the episode, going through it again, so you can kind of get your mind. I was trying to see, think in my head, like, how else would we do this podcast? Because I was thinking, well, do people not like us telling everything about the whole episode? Maybe they want to see it for themselves.
Well, see, here's my thing. Like, I don't really think. I mean, obviously, I guess you would call it spoilers, but like, it's not like we're watching Lost, where there's a big story and you're trying to figure out what's going on.
No.
We're summarizing the episodes as you go through. Now, I don't think there's anything in any of these episodes where it's like a big twist ending. No. So we're not really ruining anything. We're just summarizing the episodes as we watch them.
It's not like Walking Dead, where at the end of The Walking Dead, you're going to find out that Rick was always this was all fake. He was in a coma. This was a dream when he was in a coma.
Spoilers. Sorry, people.
I don't know. That's a possibility that people are wondering,
Is that really something that's in people's heads now?
Yeah.
They're wondering that?
Yeah, wondering. People are wondering if that's possibly going to be it. But who knows? But it's nothing big, but I just wonder if, like, someone... I'm hoping that someone's like, well, I can't listen to those guys because they're telling me everything about this TV show. I want to watch it myself and see it without spoilers. But I think this is more for people who really like Planet of the Apes. I have a fun time doing the podcast. I look forward to it every week. I hope everybody likes it, of course, that listen to it. They're probably, they're Planet of the Apes fans. So I'm sure they like us bullshitting about it and stuff like that.
Well, when it ends, and it will.
The podcast, you mean?
Yeah, the podcast. Yeah. Because we do have an end in mind.
I guess we'll go on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
Laverne and Shirley podcast.
Maybe we'll still be called Go Ape Podcast, and we'll just go ape about different subjects.
That's good.
Different subject matter.
Yeah.
We'll
go ape about...
We'll change our description instead of saying about Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Go Ape Three's Company. Come on, knock on our door.
We'll be waiting for you.
But yeah, we can do something like that. And once we get going, we've still got the cartoon to do.
Yay.
Dude, we're going to have so much time ripping... That's going to be some of our best episodes, ripping that fucking cartoon.
The cartoon's terrible.
It's not terrible.
I mean, the review should only take 5 minutes because the whole every episode's recycled footage.
Monster Bird.
Dude, there was... How many episodes were there? 12?
Something like that.
13 episodes in the cartoon? There's like
4 or 5 that
There's
were
like
really good.
4 episodes that were really good. Everything else was Duke.
It's not Duke, dude.
It's not good.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with the cartoon. But there it is. That's episode 8 of Planet of the Apes TV show.
The only thing the cartoon gave us is part of our theme song.
Yeah. Return to the Planet of the Apes.
Yep. That's it. That's all the cartoon gave us.
And I originally wanted it to be just my voice saying, Return to the fucking Planet of the Apes. Right?
That's what you wanted.
That would have been pretty funny.
But I thought it strung together a pretty good intro for us.
Yeah, it's not bad. People might not know where it's from, but we're returning to the Planet of the Apes. That's what this podcast is all about, is going back, returning to the planet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And on the way, we do have some missteps, such as Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. And really, that's about it. The cartoon, a little bit. Even though I do like the cartoon. I look forward to watching it again, because there's some good stuff. And I love Orange Outfit, main gorilla dude. I can't remember his name. Ursus. I really like him a lot.
Did Dawn come out on Blu-ray yet?
Who?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I thought it was supposed to come out like maybe this week.
I think it's soon or something.
Or maybe it was last week.
We need to get it. I need to get it.
You need to pick it
Dawn
up.
of the Planet of the Apes. Good flick. Haven't heard anything more about when the next one's coming out, but I know they're working on it. Dance of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm disappointed, though, that for real, they did say that it's going to focus more on Caesar again. Right?
Yes, it did say that.
They need to move on. Get to the astronauts coming back to the planet.
Astronauts.
Yep.
Yeah, they're doing what they do. They want to keep Andy Serkis, and they want to keep that character going because maybe they think that it's going to hurt not having him.
Andy Serkis can play the main ape in whatever they do.
Yeah.
He can play Dr. Zaius.
I wish they'd go ahead, and I think that they might not be doing that because it might. I would like to see now because I've thought about that too. I was listening to that episode where I say that, and I would like to see the third movie be more the way that Bull's original story was, where it's an actual world of the Planet of the Apes, kind of the way that it is in the Return of the Planet of the Apes cartoon. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would like to see it more like Caesar was able to create a world that's not post-apocalyptic like the way the movies were and stuff, which again was only made for budget reasons. But Caesar's world is like ours. Still has issues and problems, of course. But the astronauts come back. Of course, Caesar's long since dead. It's thousands of years in the future. But I think they're like, okay, well, we're going to spend a lot of budget on this third movie because even though they're great on CGI, there's going to be a ton, but I'd like to see what they're going to do. My only thing is, I wonder if I want to see their body. Like, are their bodies going to change into more human-like bodies the way that we saw them? There's a bunch of different ways I think they could go with this third movie, and I think they're probably going the easy way and just doing another Caesar movie, another fighting movie. I guess. I mean, what else is going to happen in that third movie? If Caesar's still there and all his people are still there.
I don't know unless they try to do a thing where, because spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, I'll give you a few seconds to jump ahead in case you didn't listen to our other podcast. All right, real quick. The only thing I can think of is at the end of Dawn when they said the army's coming.
Yeah.
If they make it like Conquest, and they just make it a big battle movie right there, or make it like Battle of the Planet of the Apes.
I guess
where
so.
The whole thing's just a big war.
And it's going to end exactly, and I guess they win or something. I don't know. And who knows what army's coming, how big this army's going to be here. I don't know. I wish they'd just go ahead and jump to the future.
You know what you need to watch, and I don't know how you're going to find it because it's not on any form of media that I can find anymore, is Jeremiah. Because you like post-apocalyptic stuff. You should have watched that one.
Yeah, that show's like erased from like any type of media type thing at all.
They put the first season on DVD. The second season,
Betamax.
When you look on Amazon, it looks like it's coming from MGM, but it's like a print on demand,
right?
Like kind of thing when you order it. And
MGM
apparently,
does a lot of that stuff.
And apparently, people said that the quality of the way they print it is not good. So
maybe it'll get a full Blu-ray release at some point.
That's what I want, man. Because I would love to own They only had 2 seasons,
right.
But I would love to own it. And the show doesn't wrap up.
It's got Luke Perry in it, right?
It does, and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Now that's Luke Perry, not Perry Caravello. Because those get mistaken a lot. Luke Perry and Perry Caravello, they get mistaken a lot.
It's got Luke Perry, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
He worked with Aaron Spelling.
And Sean Astin shows up.
Who's the second person you said?
Malcolm Jamal Warner. He's Theo from the Cosby Show.
I remember Theo from the Cosby.
So, but no, it was a great show. It was post-apocalyptic. I really think you would have liked it had you watched it, but that's just me.
I don't know what I was doing when that show was coming on.
Well, I didn't watch it when it was new because it came on Showtime. I didn't have Showtime back then.
I was probably practicing my nunchucks.
It was like early 90s, so I didn't have Showtime back then. But it was one of those things that like Sci-Fi, I guess, got it for a little while. And every Monday they would show 4 episodes of it or something. So I used to record them on my VCR.
I can't even say that word.
And I would watch them.
You see how gross your mouth looks when you say that word?
Well, no, I was looking at you.
But I mean, you need to go look in the mirror. It's terrible.
VCR. Ugh. So, but yeah, so I recorded them and watched them all. Pretty much, I watched the whole series that way. But I dug it. I don't know. It was good.
What are we looking at time-wise?
1 hour.
All right, I guess we'll wrap it up then, because I got to get home.
All right.
Do you have a song ready? Have you thought about a song?
I haven't thought about a song. I will pick a song. I wonder how Like a Surgeon went over with people.
Who knows?
We never told people about the story about being naturally curious about Weird Al.
We'll say that for next time.
It's like James Franco coming back. We just never get to the story. Okay, well,
I mean, I can tell it real quick if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Might as well get it out.
Weird Al Yankovic was coming to our town, and Jonathan was in the same room as me, and he wanted to call and see about
ticket prices.
Probably a woman on the line. It was a woman on the line when he called. And, usually whenever someone answers the phone, they say, my name is...
Here you go. Let's act it out. I'll act it out, okay? So you call me up. I'm going to answer the phone. Here we go. I answer the phone. Hi, my name's Beth. How can I help you today?
Yes. I'm curious about Weird Al.
Click. No, she didn't hang up on me, but that
was the first thing he said. And so I'm sitting there listening to him go, yes, I'm curious about Weird Al. That's the first thing that popped out of his mouth to this woman on the phone. Needless to say, I was in the floor with laughter. Doubled over, holding my stomach. Yes. He goes, yes, I'm curious about Weird Al. And I was like, wow, Jonathan, that's what you're going to say? I'm curious. Not like, yeah, I'm looking into getting tickets to go see Weird Al Yankovic when he comes into town. Instead, it was, I'm curious about it. You are? How curious are you?
Isn't everybody curious?
Yeah, isn't everybody curious? And we never went and saw him.
No, we never did.
That's because we were too busy ridiculing you about your curiosity. So from this on, that was what, 80 years ago, 90 years ago we did that?
Was I in high school still?
I don't know.
It was late 90s, 2000 at the latest.
And ever since then, Jonathan's curious about Weird Al. Jonathan's done a lot of blunders like that over the time. It's been very humorous.
Well, that's true. I have had a lot of blunders. The biggest blunder, though, in our circle of friends, I believe, is right after Dale Earnhardt Jr. died, you said...
This is probably wrong.
That the world... because
my God.
For days on end, they were talking about him on the news.
Christ.
You said that the world was going to mourn Hulk Hogan's loss even longer when he's gone.
It was not me who said that. It was Jonathan. Who's the wrestling fan here? Jonathan, and I think like 5 years later is whenever he had his TV show, or like a couple years later he had his TV show, and then like him and his son, like they pretty much became shit people, where like they were gonna like, we got to use you killing these people, or like hurting your buddy in this car wreck for our monetary gain. Remember that whole Hulk Hogan thing? Yeah, Jonathan was. I mean, we had a big deep discussion how you were like real serious, man. When Hulk Hogan goes, man, the America's gonna shut down. Flags at half staff. And
It'll be a national holiday.
It'll be a national. I was like, you're 100% wrong. The other funny thing that you did, like I said, this is probably we'd have to do these in volumes. This is volume 1. Another thing he did, he was once spotlighted in a local newspaper.
You know what? That's all the time we have for this week. We need to go. The song's coming in.
All right.
So
I'll tell you later.
yeah. Hopefully, this will be one of the things that we never come back to, much like some of our other things.
Every time I remember those things we never come back to, and I'm like, we need to bring those things back up.
Yeah. Well, we'll never have to be.
Christopher Walken's going to come back.
That's good. I'm glad we booked him again.
Okay. Christopher Walken's coming back.
Yep.
We're not 100% sure about the tank.
Yep.
Okay. We're not agreed on that.
It was a tank.
Yep. It wasn't a tank. Who knows which ones does better songs?
Here's a song playing right now. It's a good song. It makes me go ape.
I like to go ape.
Go ape?
I go ape.
Go ape.
Yes.
Too many go apes.
Love me.